สวัสดีค่ะ Thank you for joining us on Newsline. We are broadcasting on NBT and NBT World. It's Monday, June the 10th of 2019. I'm Sochil Lim Krieng Kai. The Thai Royal Consulate General in Hong Kong has issued a travel advisory warning Thais to avoid visiting areas where mass protests are staged for their own safety. According to the Royal Thai Consulate General's travel advisory, some 500,000 protesters have taken to the streets of Hong Kong, causing traffic problems and disrupting subway service. Government officials said areas currently being occupied by protesters include the Admiralty, Central, Wan Chai, Causeway Bay, and Tsim Sha Tsui. The officials expect prolonged demonstrations with a possibility of turning violent. Travelers are also advised to plan their accordingly and arrive at the airport early for their flights. Riot police surrounded Hong Kong's parliament after authorities said they would go ahead with a proposed extradition law, which would allow suspects to be sent to mainland China, despite protests from an estimated crowd of more than 1 million. Hong Kong police cleared out and detained protesters earlier this morning after violent clashes broke out between several hundred protesters and police over a planned controversial law. More than 1 million people, according to the organizers, took to the streets last night to thwart a proposed extradition law that would allow suspects to be sent to mainland China to face trial. Police put the figure at a more modest 240,000 at the march's peak. Marchers also called for Hong Kong Chief Executive Carrie Lam and other senior officials to step down. The peaceful protest through the center of the global financial hub descended into violence early on Monday as protesters charged police lines to try to force their way into the Legislative Council building, and police charged back using pepper spray after warning the protesters. The Ministry of Commerce has announced that it will oversee the pricing scheme of private hospitals following a recent finding that some of them have priced 150 medicines over their recommended prices. Deputy Government Spokesman Lieutenant General Wirashon Sukonthapatipak said Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha acknowledged the issue and added that the Premier is intended to comply to the recent resolution of the World Health Organization. The resolution was issued on May 28th, aimed to improve the transparency of markets for medicines, vaccines, and other health products. It encourages WHO member countries to clearly display the actual prices of medicines and medical supplies and increase the transparency of patent information and allow the WHO to follow up on the situation on a regular basis. Nonetheless, the Prime Minister said the WHO's resolution has recognized the measures implemented by the Thai government, which are in line with the international standards. He gave some of the examples, which include the regulation requiring private hospitals to clearly display the medicine prices and services, and to provide cost estimates to patients before providing medical services. General Prayut added that subcommittees have been set up in Bangkok and other provinces to handle complaints about expensive treatments. Regarding the finding of exorbitant medical bills by private hospitals, the Prime Minister said the Ministry of Commerce will discuss the matter with relevant agencies to quickly find a solution to the issue. The Prime Minister has instructed the Interior Ministry to quickly work with relevant agencies to address flood and traffic issues during the rainy season. According to Deputy Government Spokesperson Lieutenant General Wirashon Sukonthapatipak, Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha delivered the instruction earlier today. He said flood and traffic management efforts will be focused first in the capital before expanding to the rest of the flood-affected provinces. He suggested officials to keep their eyes on the electric system to prevent banners from falling from heights and to have water pumps ready, to name a few. He said civil servants, military, police officers, vocational students, and volunteers should be enlisted to address floods and traffic problems. Finally, Prime Minister said members of the public and the private sector should consult with officials regarding water drainage path and proper sewerage practice in order to solve the issue sustainably. Samut Sakhon Province has organized an activity promoting an effort against illegal, unreported and unregulated or IUU fishing and human trafficking, while the Songkhla Provincial Fishing Association is asking Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha to visit the province to learn about the area's fishery situation and work together to improve the sector. Songkhla Provincial Fishing Association President Suradet Nin Ubon congratulated General Prayut for being elected as the Prime Minister of Thailand. He expressed his appreciation for the efforts of General Prayut and his administration in solving the IUU fishing in Thailand, which resulted in the European Union lifting yellow card from the kingdom for its actions against the issue. Nonetheless, Mr. Suradet said the Prime Minister should visit Songkhla to observe the fisheries activities in order to learn about the sector's remaining problems first-handed and to find the most optimum solutions to these issues. Meanwhile, Samut Sakhon Provincial Governor presided over the opening ceremony for Samut Sakhon's Anti-Human Trafficking Day 2019. He also led an oath-taking ceremony for members of the public and the private sector to take part in the fight against human trafficking in the province. The Thai government on July 15, 2008, declared June 5 as the National Anti-Human Trafficking Day. In 2013, the United Nations member states adopted a resolution which designated July 30th as the World Day Against Trafficking in Persons. Thailand has moved up to Tier 2 on the United States Trafficking in Persons report, the highest achievement for the Thai administration in this regard in 9 years. Thailand has hosted an international search and rescue exercise or SAREX for ships and aircrafts in distress using guidelines provided by the International Maritime Organization or IMO and the International Civil Aviation Organization or ICAO. According to a report, Transport Minister Akhomterm Pithiyaphaisit presided over the opening ceremony of SAREX 2019 at Air Wing 23 in Udon Thani Province. The international exercise, held under the slogan, "We exercise for readiness, we exercise for the rescue of lives," was held to provide search and rescue personnel and related agencies an opportunity to practice their skills for sea and air rescue and rehearse for an emergency situation. The exercise aimed to evaluate the efficiency of communication technology and search operations of each participating rescue unit. Minister Akhom said the 2019 SAREX is in line with the government measures in ensuring a quick and effective response from all responsible rescue units during the event of an emergency. Udon Thani Civil Aviation Training Center also hosted a separate meeting to discuss regional aviation. Police have found more combat weapons located about 4 kilometers away from an initial cache discovered in Sisaket Province. Police in Kukhan District and administrative officials inspected the area under the bridge of Sanam Samaki Village along Chok Chai Det Udom Road in Satno Sub-District of Kukhan District of Sisaket Province over the weekend, after the authorities had found a cache of weapons at Mo 15 of Satno Sub-District, located about 4 kilometers away. Authorities found material evidence of weapons dumped in the water under the bridge, including 31 tank ammunition pieces, 30 AK-47 magazines, and 10 empty green plastic bottles. It is believed that the weapons could be from the same batch as those found in the initial catch due to their packaging. The police have passed on the additional seized weapons to the Ordnance Department of the Royal Thai Police to be checked for clues as to their possible origins. We now take a short break. Please stay tuned for more news stories.
There is 69 to 70 million rai of land for rice farming in Thailand, which is divided into 58 to 59 million rai for peak season farming and 10 to 11 million rai for off-season farming. The kingdom produces roughly 32 to 33 million metric tons of paddy rice. Each year, rice exports earn billions of baht for our country. The department is focusing on two key developments. The first one is Good Agricultural Practices, or GAP, where farmers make suitable use of chemicals and their crop yields are safe for consumers. The other effort is to promote organic rice farming with a goal of having 1 million rai by 2021. Organic rice farming is completely chemical-free. The entire process is natural. There is a specific market for it. The Rice Department has developed standards of Thai rice to provide consumers with the right information and to boost their confidence in the quality of Thai rice. We also oversee the quality of milled rice. A bag of rice bearing our Q logo certifies that it meets our quality standards. There is also a logo for purebred rice that ensures the Rice Department's stringent inspection of rice production to make sure that the rice is of good manufacturing practices, safe, and has high quality.
Welcome back to the program. The Ministry of Digital Economy and Society has signed an agreement on 5G testing with 40 partners from the public and private sectors. The testing will take place inside the Eastern Economic Corridor, or EEC. Digital Economy and Society Minister Pishet Durongkawerot signed the agreement on 5G use case testing with the 40 partners at Kasetsart University, Sriracha campus in Chonburi Province. The testing center, called 5G Testbed at Sriracha, is located on the premises of the university campus, which itself is inside the EEC. Facilities have been prepared to support digital investment in the EEC. The Digital Economy Ministry and Kasetsart University have been developing 5G infrastructure since the beginning of February. The ministry and its partners will be conducting Thailand's first ever 5G use case testing, both indoors and outdoors. The public and private sectors will promote the use of 5G at the testbed to ensure that the technology can be properly utilized within the EEC. The effort is in line with the Digital Economy Ministry's mandate to promote Thailand as a 5G technology center of the region. The Ministry of Interior is presenting the OTOP Mid-Year 2019 OTOP Signature event to stimulate the economy and increase marketing channels for entrepreneurs. At least 400,000 visitors are expected to attend, generating at least 900 million baht in revenue over the 9-day event. The event will be held from June 15th to the 23rd in the Challenger Building, located at Impact Muang Thong Thani. Community Development Department Director General Nisit Chan Somwong said there will be more than 2,500 booths selling over 25,000 OTOP products and offering various attractions, including an exhibition in honor of His Majesty the King. There will also be a display showcasing highlight OTOP signature products from OTOP Nawatwiti tourism communities in 8 villages across 4 regions. The lineman application affiliated with Wong Nai will meanwhile help deliver OTOP food products for the convenience of both buyers and sellers at the event. It will also help reduce delivery costs, covering all routes throughout Bangkok and its vicinity. The baby dugong Mariam has become an internet sensation after being found sleeping at Ao Tung Bay in Krabi last week. The solitary baby dugong was rescued and is under care in a dugong conservation area on Libong Island in Trang Province. Photos from the Facebook page Bottom Line Is show the relationship between Dugong Mariam and staff and volunteers. They were posted to raise public awareness on the extinction risks of some 300 dugongs in Thai waters. Back in April this year, villagers found the baby dugong beached on Ao Tung Bay in Krabi. Officials first took her out to sea, but she kept swimming close to boats, which wasn't safe for her. The officials then decided to relocate her to the dugong conservation area at Lam Ju Hoi, where she could receive care from staff and volunteers. The 1-year-old baby dugong still needs mother's milk and has no experience of living life alone in the ocean. Mariam had earlier latched onto a researcher's canoe by using her fins to hold onto the boat and swimming beside it. This behavior shows she misses her mother and considers the canoe a substitute for her absent mother. She is usually spotted sleeping among rocks at night, and on one occasion was found beached again as the tide receded overnight. The staff had to call in rare animal veterinarians to monitor her 24 hours a day, feeding her milk and seagrass to keep the baby dugong healthy. Phuket Marine Biological Center director posted on his Facebook page an adorable clip of the head veterinarian taking care of Mariam. Pacharapon Gaomong joins the staff checking on Mariam at night. All related sectors taking care of the baby dugong wish to use the case of Mariam to promote sea conservation to help protect dugongs and marine resources, emphasizing World Oceans Day that can only be of true significance if everyone helps protect the sea and its denizens together. A member of the Central Politburo of the Communist Party of China, Li Shi, has paid a courtesy call on Thai Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha at the Government House in Bangkok. During the meeting, Prime Minister General Prayut praised the bilateral relations between Thailand and China, lauding China's success in economic and social development. He also congratulated the country on its 70th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China this year. The Thai Prime Minister affirmed that his government intends to strengthen the bilateral ties and to promote joint strategies in all areas with China. He said the Thai government supports China's Belt and Road Initiative, or BRI, and the development of the Great Bay Area, or GBA, initiative, a megalopolis consisting of 9 cities and 2 special administrative regions in South China, including Guangdong, Hong Kong, and Macau. He said these joint programs are in line with the government's Thailand 4.0 initiative and the Eastern Economic Corridor, or EEC, project. General Prayut has expressed his confidence that both the BRI and the GBA programs will help the ASEAN region advance further. He said Thailand, as the ASEAN chair for 2019, is ready to support China in these areas. Mr. Li Shi said this year is an important year for Thailand following the royal coronation of His Majesty the King and the general election. Under the leadership of General Prayut, He is convinced that the ties between the two countries have become stronger. Thailand's stability has enhanced the country's development in many areas. Both sides have agreed to push forward cooperation at all levels and in all dimensions, including trade between Thailand and Guangdong, which accounts for 30% of the trade value between Thailand and China. The trade value between the two nations has a potential to reach $140 billion by 2021. Indonesia's National Volcanology Agency has said a column of thick ash was spewed 7 kilometers high into the sky from the crater of Mount Sinabang volcano on Sumatra Island of western Indonesia. The agency said in a statement, the volcano began belching ash and smoke at 4:28 p.m. yesterday Jakarta time, followed by a spread of hot ash to the southeast and south of the crater by up to 3.5 kilometers and 3 kilometers respectively. The agency, however, said there was so far no report of damages or casualties. It said Mount Sinabang volcano is at the second highest alert level with no-go zone of 5 kilometers from the crater. According to the spokesperson of the National Disaster Management Agency, residents living near the flank of the volcano were urged to use masks when ash rains down. The spokesperson said those living along the rivers upstream on the slope of the volcano were warned of cold lava floods during torrential rains. Now let's take a look at our global headlines. Trade wars are counterproductive and China's development will benefit the rest of the world, said a British economic expert during an interview with China Central Television or CCTV recently. Steve Bradley, Pro-Vice-Chancellor of Lancaster University, said only trade liberalization can satisfy the need of all sides when commenting on the trade dispute between the United States and China. He said trade wars are counterproductive, while expressing his opinion that most economists would subscribe to the idea of trade liberalization. Bradley has conducted frequent surveys in China for nearly a decade. As the person in charge of the university's Belt and Road Initiative Research Consortium, which opened on May 7th. He notes that China's role is becoming increasingly important in the world.
Now, in terms of research and development, in terms of the number of patents that are being lodged by Chinese organizations and Chinese companies, in terms of the increasing numbers of Chinese universities in the global top 100, those are all signs of the growing importance of China, and that will mean that there's all kinds of things that come out of China in terms of innovation, whether it be in products, in processes, or the way we manage ourselves. So I think China's role is growing very, very strongly, and you can expect, therefore, lots of positive impacts on the rest of the world.
Finance ministers and central bank governors from the Group of 20 or G20 announced in a joint statement on Sunday that global growth appears to be stabilizing, but risks remain tilted to the downside after a two-day meeting in the Japanese city of Fukuoka. The 20 economies have reached a consensus to deal with the risks and take necessary measures if needed. Taro Aso, Japanese finance minister, said there are broad agreements that global growth appears to be stabilizing and is generally projected to pick up later this year. He said the meeting has reaffirmed that the participants will use all policy tools to support strong, sustainable, and balanced and inclusive growth. The statement also said the G20 will enhance communication to strengthen people's faith in the prospect of economic growth. G20 also agreed to make joint efforts in aspects such as investment in high-quality infrastructure, an international tax system, and innovation of financial technology. And that concludes today's edition of Newsline. For any comments or suggestions, please feel free to email them to us at nbtworld@prd.go.th. You can also follow us on Facebook by simply typing in NNT, or check out our show on Facebook Live and other content at our website thainews.prd.go.th/en. I'm สดชื่น ริมเกรียงไกร สวัสดีค่ะ